In this video, I'm going to break down why closeness can start to feel unsafe in your body, why you pull back right when things are going well, and how to actually change that pattern without forcing yourself to just be vulnerable. There's a moment that happens right when someone starts to matter. Not when you first meet them, not when things are light and easy, but it's when it gets real. They begin to get closer. They ask something genuine, they want more access to you, and suddenly your body, mind starts to race, it goes blank, your chest starts to get tight, your mind starts scanning for what's wrong, and you feel an urge to pull back, shut down, create distance. And if you've ever pushed someone away while still craving connection, this video is going to be for you. Let me describe the pattern clearly. Maybe it's a romantic partner and they ask, "How are you really doing?" Or maybe it's a friend and they want to just spend more time with you. Or perhaps it's a mentor or somebody who sees potential in you. And on the surface, nothing is wrong, but internally, something is shifting. You start focusing on their flaws. You feel irritated for no clear reason, and you withdraw, go quiet, and convince yourself that you're just better off alone. And before you even realize what happened, you've created distance, and now you feel safe. And at the same time, you feel deeply, painfully alone. And of course, I know you're not doing this on purpose, and I know you're craving connection. You look at some people who just seem to have an easy time. They're very natural at relationships, and you wonder, why is it so hard for you? You'll tell yourself it's because maybe you're an introvert, or because you have high standards, or because you're a lone wolf. But we need to tell the truth, casting light into that shadow. You're not doing this because you're broken or that you're weak. You're doing it because your nervous system learned a long time ago that closeness isn't safe. If I asked you logically why you pulled away, you'd probably have an answer ready. I needed space. They didn't understand me. I'm focused on my work right now. Those explanations can feel true, but they're usually not the root. They're protective narratives. Psychologists call this avoidant attachment. I call it the social eject button, or "you're pissing me off so much that I'm leaving" syndrome. At some point, often early in life, as it almost usually is, you learned an equation. If I let people in, I get hurt. If I let people in, I get rejected. If I let people in, I lose control. Not because you were dramatic and not because you were being difficult, but because you were trying to survive. Distance became safety. This is why early connections feel really easy at the beginning. There's no stakes, you're relaxed, you're charismatic, you're in control. But the moment someone starts to see the real you, not the competent version, not the performer we display, your body reacts. Your chest tightens, your thoughts race, you feel the urge to just escape. And that's when the sabotage begins. A single event or a collection of them have formed a complex. It's like a fire alarm that goes off at burnt toast. It's not trying to ruin your life. It's actually trying to save it. The only problem is that no one ever told it the danger past or the actual reality of the danger. Now, where the sabotage actually happens. This pattern shows up in 3 predictable moments. Moment 1, closeness increases, and without realizing it, your brain starts scanning for threats. You notice the small things all of a sudden, the tone, timing, text. You start building a bit of a case. And this isn't intuition yet, it's more so vigilance. And this moves us to moment 2, what I call the activation point. This is the critical moment someone asks you, how are you actually? Or they want to just talk about your relationship, or things get maybe just quiet. Your body reacts before your mind does. So then you get a tight chest, restlessness, irritation. And this isn't a character flaw. This is just your nervous system trying to take control. Then moment 3, to restore safety, you reach for like familiar behavior. It can manifest in silence, sarcasm, busyness, criticism, ghosting. This is what I call the social eject button. And it works temporarily until the loneliness returns and you're left now frustrated, angry, and confused. And in some worst cases, you accept that this is just your life now forever. So now, how do we change this? How do we change the pattern that's been protecting you for decades? Well, we're not going to force openness. There is wisdom in being cautious of bad actors out there. We also don't shame ourselves. It goes without saying that an excess of shame has you only just digging a hole for you to just jump right in. Too much shame completely just cripples your potential. We will work with the nervous system slowly but intentionally. Step 1, shift the aim. Right now, your unconscious aim in connection is self-protection. You're scanning for the exit. Instead, we will shift the aim to endurance. Because I have a background in athletics, I love thinking of this as emotional weight training. The goal is not comfort or perfect intimacy with zero flaws. The goal is staying present while discomfort exists. Your win is not, I feel calm, because more than likely that won't happen for multiple attempts. Instead, your win is, I stayed. I had the strength to not succumb to my complex and allow it to steer the ship. Step 2, we now have to catch the activation point. There is a moment where everything changes. You'll feel that flinch. Your job is not to eliminate it. Your job is to name it. The moment where my complex is coming in and the sabotage loop pattern is beginning. The label matters because once you label the pattern, you stop obeying it automatically. You begin to connect more with the deeper you that can see all this happening. Step 3, drop the weapon. Your old strategy is to act out the fear, but the new strategy is simple and difficult at the same time. You report the pattern. Instead of performing it, you might say to yourself, I am noticing the urge to pull away right now. This conversation feels overwhelming and I want to shut down. Part of me feels unsafe, even though I know you're not the enemy. You're not blaming them and you're not going to dump emotions on them. You're naming reality. And when fear is named, it just loses its power over time. Here's how you apply this. The next time irritation rises, the next time you feel the urge to cut someone off, pause. Ask one honest question related to your situation. As an example, to help would be, am I actually angry or am I afraid of how close this is getting? If it's fear, you don't act on it. It is much easier to stop before it begins rather than once it starts snowballing, because once it snowballs, it's a gravitational pull that drags you into itself and is very difficult to get out. So do not ghost, do not send the breakup text or disappear emotionally. You stay. Your nervous system will protest, but let it. Because when fear stops being treated like an emergency, safety begins to expand. The other thing is you will also not lose the wisdom that comes with being cautious of people. You are simply becoming more integrated, a well-rounded individual. You do not get deep love and total safety at the same time. That is just life's price tag for having any meaningful experience. And if you also notice a pattern of quitting right before things begin to bear fruit, or perhaps abandoning projects just weeks after you commit, that's not a separate issue at all. It's pretty much the same self-sabotaging pattern, just aimed at purpose instead of people. When this goes completely unchecked, it doesn't just cost you relationships, it's going to cost you momentum, belief, the chance to build a life oriented towards mastery and meaning. But when you learn how to stay in relationships, in work, in purpose, something fundamental changes. You become capable of long-lasting connection and capable of committing to a mission you actually believe in. Now, if you want to understand where this pattern begins and see how it's dismantled at the root, watch this next video right here. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next week.